So in this video we'll be finding the determinant of a 4 by 4 matrix. So let's start by choosing any row or column, preferably with the most zeros here. So we can see that the second column has 3 zeros and the last number is 2. So let's choose this column and start our calculation. So the first 3 digits are going to be 0 and the last sign of the 2 is a plus here, as you can see in the signs matrix. So it's going to be 2. Now we have to cancel out the second column and the last row. So we are left with a 3 by 3 matrix here, which I'm going to write here. So 3 0 1 4 1 2 and 3 2 1, and we just simplify this now. So it's gonna be 2, and now we have to do the same thing here now. So choose any row or column with the most zero. So we'll just choose the first row and it will be equal to, so first row, first digit in the first row is 3, so 3, and then again we open the brackets and cancel out the first row and the first column, and we are left with 1 2 2 1, close it, and then minus 0, and then we cancel out the first row and the second column this time, and this entire thing is going to be 0, so we don't need to actually write this, so I'm just going to skip it then. And the last number here is 1, so it's going to be a sign of plus 1 here, so 1, and then open brackets, open matrix, and let's cancel out the last column here. So now the 2 by 2 matrix is 4 1 3 2, and now we just simplify this. So it is equal to 2 into 3 into 1 times 1 times minus 4, which is I think negative 3, and then plus 1 into 4 times 2 minus 3. So 8 minus 3, which is 5, and the final answer here is gonna be minus 8. So now let's look at another example which is demands more workings. So once again we need to identify the row or column with the most amount of zeros here. So let's choose the first row this time, and we need to remember the signs matrix. Let me just add it here, and let's start by writing the coefficients. So first coefficient is gonna be 3, and now we need to open the brackets and cancel out the first row and the first column. So let's do that. Let me just remove. So now we are left with a 3 by 3 matrix here, which is gonna be 2 3 5 2 3 4 1 3 2. Now the next coefficient is gonna be 0 here, so it's gonna be minus 0 and whatever the matrix is, but we know that anything times 0 is gonna be 0, so we can just take this out and not even write it here. And now our next coefficient here is 1 here, so let's cross out. We know that the sign is 1, plus 1, and so it's going to be plus 1. Let's cancel out the first row and this third column here. So now we are left with the following matrix, which is 0 2 5 1 2 4 6 1 2, and the last number is here 2 here, so it's going to be minus 2, open brackets, and now we cancel out the first row and the last column here, which is going to be our matrix is going to be 0 2 3 1 2 3 6 1 3, and now we just have to simplify this 3 by 3 matrices. So I'm gonna separately do them each here down, and I'll just add them up later. So let's start with the first one then. uh, we notice that there aren't any zeros, so we cannot choose any row or column with a zero. So let's just choose the first row here, which is 2 3 5. So let's do the same thing again. So it's gonna be, write 2 here, and then cross the first row and the first column, 3 4 3 2, and then next number is -3. It is 3, but the sign is going to be -3 since it keeps alternating, and then open brackets, and then now cross the first row and the second column. So now you're left with the 2 by 2 matrix of 2 4 1 2, and the last is just +5. And now you have to cancel the first row and the last column, 2 3 1 3, and simplify this and you will get the answer of 3 here. I just simplified this. I did not show the working. It's going to be just 3 times 2 minus 4 times 3, whatever the answer for that, and then here is going to be 2 times 2 minus 4 times 1, and you just simplify this. And we can rewrite this here and simplify this more now. So let me just remove everything here. So we can write 3 here now. Oops. 3. And now let's move on to the next matrix here and simplify that. So we have 0 to 5. So let's just choose the first row here. So it's going to be 0 and then -2. The matrix open, and then cancel this out. And the first row. So we left with 1 4 6 2, and then +5. And now we cancel out the first row and the third column. So 1 2 6 1, and we will simplify this now. So -2 times 2 minus 24, so that will be -22 plus 5 into 1 minus 12. So that is 1 minus 12 is -11. -11 is the final answer here. So we can remove everything here again and substitute with -11. Let's do that. And the sign is minus here. And now our last matrix here is this one. Let's just choose the first row again, as it has a 0 there, and write it here now. So -2, the first coefficient is 0, so I'm just going to ignore that now. Second coefficient is 2, and the sign of it is going to be minus, so -2, and then matrix open. Let's cross out the second row and the first column, and we left with 1 3 6 3, and the last coefficient is going to be 3. And now we cancel out the third row. We are left with 1 2 6 1, and just simplify this and you will get the answer of -3 here. And now we can remove this matrix here and just write here -3, and the final answer of this determinant of this question is going to be 4. Now I do have a shortcut method for you if you have a calculator. So I will be making a YouTube short video on that and showing you guys how to calculate the determinant of a 4 by 4 matrix instantly on the calculator. And if the question, you can also use it to recheck your answers, since you can make a silly mistake with the signs or any coefficient. Or if the question is in MCQ format, then you can just directly check the answer and you won't need to do any workings. But if you do need to do workings, then you can double check your answer. So keep a watch out for that, and I'll see you next time then.